Good morning, everyone. Strafegal. It is the 4th of July, and you know what that means? It is time for our annual Final Fantasy IV Free Enterprise event. Once again, we will be using capitalism to defeat the monarchy, the American way. Okay, we've got Liberate Baron Castle, defeat the bosses at Dwarf Castle, King Queen in the Town of Monsters, and Teroya, you know, it's another country. We're not going to actually defeat their rulers. We're just going to take all their stuff. We're going to go ahead. The big things here are treasure does not exist. Everything is just going to be money. We have to shop for all of our gear. And we do have payable Golbez on, which is one of the biggest things here is we can skip, or we can pay to skip bosses. Other than that, it's a pretty standard seed. We've got a Cecil start, which is awesome. Cecil and Rosa, all-American couple for the start. Got the rat tail, not a great item to start off with, but if we get a good, an early hook, that'll be an extra check. If you are not familiar with Free Enterprise Randomizer, the general goal here is going to be to defeat Golbez. The way we do that, or not Golbez, Zeromus. The way we do that, we have to get, complete our objectives. That'll give us the crystal, and the crystal will let us defeat Zeromus. So we start off with the airship and the ability to go a variety of places. Given that we don't have any gear yet, which are we completely? Yeah, it's standard gear. So if we can find an edge, we'd be in very good shape. That was some low numbers. Like I said, every treasure chest is just gold in this edition. So our big objective here is just to get as much money as we can right away so that we can go shopping and so that we can potentially get the Mount Hobbs character if we have enough money to pay off that boss. And go ahead and unlock the hovercraft while we're here. Seems like a good plan. I don't think yeah, we don't have a lot of J items either, which are the consumable items. So I think what we're actually going to do next is head down to Mist. Mist feels like a good spot. We can do a little bit of checking here. Little looting, and it's going to be a shop as well. Usually some pretty decent looting, which we did find. We found a couple chests that had, you know, more than 2-digit gold, which is a nice change. And with the Cecil start, that gives us some good room for later. But it does mean that early game we're not going to be in as good of shape. Let's go ahead and grab an archer bow. And I believe poison arrows are going to be the best. Yes. Honestly, Rosa with an archer bow and poison arrows is probably going to be enough to carry us through our first boss encounter. Yeah, I think let's go to Hobbs. Like I said, this is basically a free character as long as we can, ironically, as long as we can pay for it. And if it is a good character, that'll go a long way. Sid is a great find at this point. That is perfectly fine. Now, the downside here is we don't get the XP for that. Part of the reason I don't mind that in this situation is because Sid is a character who generally doesn't need levels in a traditional sense. He comes in at level 20. He does need gear, however. I do think I'm going to go ahead straight back to Mist after we do... I think we're going to do one more dungeon here. Because he is also... Like, Sid with a bow and arrow is going to go a lot further unless we find a good axe. Which, I guess, we're not going to find a good axe because we're not finding weapons. Wow, this is bad. We're finding a lot of very low amount treasure chests in here. 6,000, that's a little better. We're basically just using Rosa here. Sid and Cecil are mostly coming along for the ride and maybe chucking some potions. Dark Elf. That's should be doable. Apparently I don't have any potions, which is a mistake. Honestly, getting the poison off right there is huge. Yeah, the timing on that's not great. Well, that is impressive. I didn't realize I didn't have any potions. That's a large part of this. Because if I had potions, this would not have even been a little bit of a problem. Okay, I have a better idea of what I'm doing at least. I know what attacks are going to be a complete waste. Got the poison again. She can take one of those easy. Can't believe Dark Knight Cecil got the kill. We'll take it. Hook is a great item out the gate. That gives us access to Underground through Eblin. Honestly, I may just go get the character right away and do a little bit of looting and shopping there. We definitely need to actually do some shopping. I was hoping that the looting first would make a... like, going to a couple places to loot would help, but clearly... clearly it has not helped as much as I would have liked. So we're gonna go ahead and also pick up Archer Bow Poison Arrows here. And we want him in the middle because the middle slot actually gets a small accuracy bug. Okay, the big thing from here is we do need items. So I think I'm gonna stop up here. Let's do a quick check in Baron Inn. I'm not gonna do it yet. Pain. And it's the elements as the first level. That's doable. More Star Veils we don't need right now. With Hook in hand, let's go ahead and jump over to do our Rat Tail turn in. And we can also do the item checks in for here as well. Charm Rod, pretty mediocre. That could have been a key item. Silvera. We've got a couple item checks. Nope. And from here, we're gonna head over. Let's do a quick check in Mazidia. We'll pick up one kamikaze quick. It's actually a decent item against some very specific bosses. That was garbage. And I guess let's continue on. We're gonna hop over, drop the hovercraft off quick. Trying to do the out of the way stuff right now. I don't feel like we need to spend all of our money on arrows, but especially since those are a good one to hit weaknesses. Still coming up short on items, like just standard items. I feel like we need potions that we're not getting. We're gonna loot, so we want to save first, because there are trap chests here that we can't do yet. So if we run into a trap chest, we'll reset out. I'm just gonna do this one last batch. There we go. So we reset out here because we can't fight that monster yet. But that means that we can avoid that one chest and loot everything else. So I think this one was worth it. But the rest of these were mediocre. I keep seeing extra zeros when I open treasure chests, and that's probably not a good habit to be in. Should have also paid more attention to where the 2-digit chests were, because those 80 and 90 chests are not worth the extra steps it takes. Since we know where the treasure chest is, we can open the rest of them without any risk. Yang. This is okay. There was a Thunderclaw somewhere. This is not ideal. Straight up. Sid and Yang are both very mediocre characters, especially early game, and Dark Knight Cecil is Dark Knight Cecil's worthless. So really, Sid is good early. But falls off late. Yang is bad, or is good late, but falls off early. Like, once we get past a certain hump, we'll be okay, but we're gonna be very reliant on Rosa for everything for a while here. Maybe some Sid for damage. Slightly better if we get our hands on the elemental claws. We did see a Thunderclaw. Ooh. That's expensive, but very good. Nobody can use the Mute Knife right now, but that's also a good find. Black Belt is awesome, +5 strength and vitality. Honestly, that'll probably help out a lot. Wow. Summon Monsters Central here. And with that in mind, I think we're heading back to Fabul, and we're just going to start doing some standard checks. I don't remember. Did I leave Freaky Item on for this? I feel like it's worth checking. This is totally a me mistake. Always know your... always know what your flags are. No freaky items. So that means that we need to find Mist Dragon for that. We really don't have any great... Actually, yeah, we don't have any options yet. We'll take this opportunity. I would really like some potions. There we go. So, like I said, I think at this point we've got Fabul, we've got Ordeals, which I would like to do, but we definitely don't have the means to do yet. And we've got Baron Inn. As long as we just keep attacking this way, we should be okay. We shouldn't trigger any of his other attacks unless we start using magic. All we're gonna get is those slow counterattacks when he uses, or when we use our physical attacks. And since power and aim don't count for that, it goes very quickly. Get some levels, get Cure 2, which is awesome. Get some levels on Yang, which is important because he scales a lot off of his levels and stats. I feel like it's mocking me. So Pinktail is not going to be a key item, but especially this early on, if we get an item that's usable by one of our characters, it could make a huge difference. So I think we do need to cash it in. Unfortunately. And the reason it's unfortunate is because that means that we need to go back and pick up our hovercraft again. The less you have to move the hovercraft, the better, and we have already moved it more than I would have liked. And I guess we're heading to Ordeals next? Just so we can start actually equipping Cecil with things? We'll see what this is. That may also make a difference. Okay. I am much more confident about my ability to survive that, I guess? White Robe, unfortunately, will hurt our damage output. But it does make Rosa... like, it's Rosa's best armor. This also gives us 3 bosses to check for, you know, the stuff we need to get. From this dragon. See what we got. Guards. That should be a freebie fight, relatively. We don't have Mute Bell, so it's a little bit harder. But this is another case where I believe using power and aim goes a long way because they don't trigger counterattacks. Well, I was right that it's a free fight. It's not necessarily a short fight, but that feels okay. Anyone you can walk away from, right? So these enemies will counterattack you if you use magic. They counterattack with Piggy, which is basically a mute effect, prevents you from using spells. And if you use physical attacks, they counter with Size, which makes you into a mini version of you, and that significantly reduces your physical damage output. So basically, they counter with whatever would be best against you. So bypassing that is a huge deal. Oh man. Okay, this should be fine. Maybe. I'm a little bit nervous about this one. We'll see. This is a relatively high damage spot, I believe, and it's fairly fast. Okay, damage is lower than I thought, so that's good. Yep, I was wrong on the damage. The nice thing is, with the health pool split so many different ways for the different versions of the encounter, this should be... like, none of these should have very much HP in a relatively low hit point spot. Okay. Free heal when we hit it, or when we get into the room. This boss only has 1,000 hit points, so it should go fairly quickly. Whatever it is. Twin Harp. Not ideal. A little out of the way. Mylon. We'll see if we find anything better, but for the most part, we're going to plan on just having Cecil use probably a bow and arrow for now as well. It's basically going to come down to what we find in trap chests. So I don't think we're quite ready for trap chests yet. We'll probably do Baron Inn. Baron Inn feels like a good next option. If I was being smart, I would have thought ahead and bought a third archer bow at some point, since I knew I had a Cecil and wasn't going to necessarily find better equipment. Probably switch Cecil and Sid here, but we'll start with it this position and see what happens. Cecil won't get his accuracy up enough for it to matter until we get a few levels anyway. This is a very low hit point spot. We're probably just gonna one-shot it. Maybe two-shot. Never mind. I stand completely corrected. We did garbage damage. There we go. The other guard fight. This is a little bit scary. Just because these guys... Never mind. I was gonna say these guys can hit pretty hard. But apparently I was misremembering. I thought that happened a couple times today. And we... Actually, wait. This spot doesn't give XP. Not sure why I'm focusing on the officer. Perfect. Okay, Kane does fill out our party. We've got Shura, which is not great. Not a good find. We're still finding lots of junk items, which is really unfortunate. Not a lot of key items. Twin Harp, Hook, and then we started with the Rat Tail. I think that's it. Yeah. Technically the Pink Tail, but that doesn't actually lead anywhere. So I guess we Twin Harp here. I don't have anything good to equip Kane with, but I don't remember seeing anything great either. So I think we're gonna stop in Toroya. Not sure why I even bothered with that. That'll work. Not great, but it's better than nothing. And I didn't actually check this shop. Or Thor Rages, that's fine. Okay. One of the nice things with this is the Black Choco, or the Cave Magnus boss, the Dark Elf spot, has very high magic defense, and we have a very physical party. So we've got that going for us. However, this is a couple steps above where we had been. So we're just gonna have to kind of hope that it goes quickly. We've got 9,000 gold, so I am gonna open a few chests on the way when they are handy. Because we want to be able to get another black belt for Kane once we finish this and go underground. Perfect. And with that, I do think we're gonna save just to be safe. I'm not super confident. But with this party, I do think it's definitely worth hitting up. I think we're gonna go to Eblin Castle and try and get the trap chest from Eblin Cave as well. Because, well, assuming this isn't... There's a chance that this is going to give us a key item that's going to let us continue exploring up here, like Baron Key. Baron Castle is not only required, but gives us 2 bosses to check, potential for a couple key item checks. So I feel like that's going to be a good item to find, but we have no guarantee that that's what this is, obviously. If it's not that, or a magma key, then we need to take the hook route underground. Wow. Bigot. Okay. That was actually dumb. I want to take out the front one so that Yang can get a full attack, or Yang and Kane can do attacks on the body. I feel like a lot of the bosses, we've been getting very lucky that we've gotten with some of the situations where it's been like bosses that normally are scary with high offense in low offense spots and such, but we do still have, they haven't been fast. We don't have a lot of good damage output yet, and like mostly just because we haven't found good equipment yet. So Pan seals that we don't have another way underground and we don't have Baron Castle. This is gonna be, I guess we're on to Hook Route now. We're heading underground, which does say, yes, we should probably do Eblin. Castle Eblin and Cave Eblin, that gives us 4 or 5 checks that we can do. I will also say part of me feels like we should be grabbing, I don't remember which town it was in. There was a Thunderclaw, and I feel like it was in like Mazidia or Agart. And I do feel like we need to get to grab that. Giving Yang that elemental coverage could be a huge deal if we end up running into something like Kinaza or Odin. Most of the enemies that we're fighting, most of the scary enemies we're fighting in the treasure chests are ogres, which are weak to charm effects. The Ogre Magi and the Stalemen golems. So 3 sets of charm arrows. We'll ditch the poison for now. There we go. One thing we don't have yet is some sort of, or is healing for out of battle. We don't have cabins or yeah, we don't have cabins or tents at all, which might end up being a problem here, but we're gonna save and just go for it. And by save and go for it, I mean I'm gonna change my mind and just do a quick heal with Rosa. Top off with Rosa, not a full heal. Okay. No trap chests yet. There we go. There's the Steelman. That's easily the worst part of this fight. These guys are still obnoxious, but the Staleman has a chance to cause sleep, as well as just having a pretty large hit point pool. Okay. Kane is, even with a subpar weapon, Kane is bringing the damage here. Exit, Berserk, Crystal Armlet. Not what we were looking for, gotta be honest. We'll definitely take it. That does make Sid, or not Sid, that does make Rosa pretty invincible. Crystal Armlet and White Robe. That's pretty much her best gear defense-wise. It happens. I probably should have attacked with Kane there, just to get him in the air. Let's toss a Cure 2 on Cecil. That should mean he'll jump in front of Kain and Yang here. And now we've got Kain in the air. Samurai bow. Right now, that's all Sid, I think. So the last chest we've got will be the three mad ogres, or ogre magi, and those should be real straightforward with our charm arrows. Nothing great so far equipment-wise. I'm still hoping for like a defender would be lovely. Obviously, like Crystal Sword Excalibur would be wonderful. But Defender would just give us some flexibility because it can be equipped by either Cecil or Kain. The reason I'm giving the Samurai Bow to Sid is because Cecil and Rosa are more likely to have other stuff to do. Sid, all he can do is attack. So I figure, why not? Protect Ring. We've gotten lots of defensive items. That's actually really awkward. I think we're actually gonna put that on... I think we put that on Cecil. Protect Ring on Cecil in the back row means that if other characters are at low hit points, he will jump in front of them and take nothing. So that feels like a good choice. We're gonna grab Kain. The upgrade he needs as well here. Get the black belt. Yeah, that's not as good as I would like. I'll grab it. Mute Knife's pretty low damage, but it's better than certain things, and it is good against those ogre mages, mad ogres. I was gonna go heal at the save point, but... Oh, I just walked right by the treasure chest, didn't I? Doi. Because I do want to get this last monster chest. There's one here, and then there's going to be one when we get down into the tower as well. But once again, Staleman, weak to charm. More defensive items. I mean, we're making Kane more survivable. That's so far what we're doing, or our party in general. But we don't have a. We've gotten what? The samurai bow has been the only good damage output we've gotten. Perfect. Got it right away. Stardust Rod. That it would be a black magic item for a party with no black magic users. Thank you, game. And at this point, we are kind of at the whims of the game for what these bosses on the threshold here are. We should be at good enough levels to take out most bosses in these spots. There's just a few bosses that are very scary in these locations, and so I'm just gonna hope it's not like Kanazo. That's a Shura. Okay. This might be a scary fight. I'm trying to remember how bad Ashura is here as far as physical attacks go. Okay, that's what I was afraid of. Her healing herself is not a huge problem because we're gonna get the reflect trick going. And I think we just get some berserks going and pray. This feels like a berserk and pray kind of situation. She's gonna heal us. We don't have any ethers either. Okay. Well. Make or break. As long as we can keep Cecil topped off, yeah. Not too bad of a fight. Okay, I am gonna go save. This is gonna give us a full heal, which is important. Partially because Rose is out of MP. The big thing with Octomammoth is we need to just do as many hits as fast as possible early game. The more hits you get in, the better. So once again, I think I'm going to be relying on Berserk. This does hit pretty hard, but should be okay against Cecil. Let's go King. We want to do Cecil, Berserked, last if at all. Because his cover ability will get stopped if he goes berserk. Octomom's speed is reduced when they lose tentacles, and they lose tentacles when you get a certain number of hits off. So the more hits we get early, the less tentacles they have, the less damage they do because they're getting less attacks in. And cranking out 3 berserkers pretty quickly here should ensure that we get just lock them down. Now, this spot does have like 30,000 hit points, so we're gonna be here a while. But being with them in super slowdown at this point, and with Rosa having Blink available, I'm feeling a lot more confident. This does kind of keep our trend of kind of slow but not super scary bosses. There we go. That was one of the smoothest I've ever seen the bosses in the hook drop go, without having something like Excalibur or one of the other super weapons. So, we'll take it. Also, Octomom does not like thunder, so that Thunder Claw is why Yang was doing more damage than everybody else there. Definitely a good investment. Kenazo's on top of tower. I hate everything. That could be a really scary fight, so we'll want to make sure we stay on top of things for that. There's the Falcon. So the Falcon, now that we're underground with the Falcon, we have access to a few things, but I think I'm gonna run right over here. No stopping. And we are going to go straight into the multiple checks we're going to get for Sylph Cave. With the pan, this is going to be a couple checks here, and then we get to get the 2 items from Yang's wife. I don't remember if we're going to get an item here for Sylph or not. Even if we don't, that's okay. Earth Crystal, we did. Okay, now this is the most lackluster Earth Crystal pretty much ever. Being that, you know, we get that there's no actual items, it's just treasure. But it's good treasure. That's an ogre axe, which is okay. You're a monster. Almost forgot to check Job Dwarf. Awful. They're a music teacher, that's nice. So I'm glad that the arts are important to the Dwarven culture. Continues to be fitting in 4th of July that our the place where the arts are supported is not in our hometowns. Okay, so we've got Dwarf Castle that we could go do. We don't have Warp. And we've got a rod for good black magic usage. I think I'm gonna see who our characters are. So I feel like we turn in the pan. We could go get our freebie, but I think I'm gonna hold off on the freebie in Land of Summoned Monsters even. It's a little weird, but since King and Queen are required, I don't want to do 2 trips unless we really need to. I don't think I checked this shop, did I? No, I did. So the reason I didn't equip any of the stuff I bought yet is because I want to get these first. I bought those shields preemptively because I'm hoping to find something for Cecil. Adamant. So if we find Legend Sword, we can go turn that in for an item. I think it's random. I think we go ahead and do the Earth Crystal checks here. We're gonna do this even though we don't need to. There's going to be goodies to buy. And even if these are not actual items, if it's just money, this should be all the money we need for the rest of game. Oh, I forgot it was required. Duh. If we do end up needing to skip some bosses or something later, this is a great slush fund. A quick 114k, and that should be enough to buy a lot of gear if we need it. Oh man, how long has my mic been off? I just panicked and walked through that boss, but I guess we'll take it. It hasn't been off that long, but that's okay. I'm sure. Hopefully, fingers crossed. We're checking the footage in a bit. They're mowing outside my apartment, and so I've been toggling occasionally as needed. And apparently last time I toggled, I didn't toggle correctly. That's terrifying. So, Dwarf Castle, I guess we're just gonna have to do without the warp glitch, which I don't love. Like, I don't think we're getting it. Luca key. So we just get the one item, but hopefully it's good. Double longsword is going to be an improvement here. Rune rings are going to be an improvement for the armor slot, I believe, across the board. Technically slightly worse on that one, I guess, than diamond. Oh, and she's got crystal. Never mind. Well, no, let's go ahead and do this. So we go rune here. We've got protect here. And actually, yeah, we'll keep her with that and go crystal here. Dark Imps for the Calbrana fight is free. Oh, we get a character here too. So we might get another chance to replace one of our characters and get a Black Mage. Granted, they will not be high enough level unless it's a Fusoya or a Tella. Now this is a high hit point spot, relatively. So this may take a little bit, but I'm not too worried. Ideal pickup here for the character is still Fusoya. Because he gets the spells we need, can use the Stardust Rod, and is slow enough to be our agility anchor. And can contribute with casting Berserk as well. Tella would be okay. For the same reason. Second cane is definitely not what we need. King Queen Eblin. This is a completely free boss, so getting this now is fine. My one complaint here is this is a low hit point spot, and we've got, like, the stuff we've got left, the spots we have left, are going to be a lot scarier than this. So we do have the Luca key, we don't have warp, we may have to go down into Sealed Cave. It's like it's mocking me. You know, that black robe would have looked real good on? Usaya. We really don't need to open chests, actually. So I was going to save and loot as we went. But I think... Actually, no, we're back down to 30,000, and this is a good shop, so never mind. Granted, we do have a lot to sell, which should help if there's something good here. But there's also not that much more that they can sell that's worth buying. Like, Rune Axe would be one that I'd consider. I don't think they can sell a Defender Sword. I think we're going right for the freebie. There's our Legend Sword. Perfect. We'll see who we get a weapon for. I think we buy a pass while we can. And I think we buy some Cure 3s to be safe. That was probably more Cure 3s than we needed, strictly. Let's go ahead and do a quick check here. We don't have any staff for Rosa yet. We could still find a better bow. It's kind of in between the two. Honestly, the Archer bow might be better here. If this is bandanas, that'd be worth it? Nope. And I think Even though it's a little bit longer, since we just have 10ths, I'm going to go ahead and do this. And we get to see who the 2 bosses that we have to beat are. We've done Dwarf Castle now. We've done Toroya. So what do we have left? King, Queen of Monsters, and Baron. Yeah. So we just need the Baron key. I'm guessing... like, we should be finding it soon, I think. Well, this should be... this is probably the scarier one? Yeah, that's gonna hit really hard. And be really fast. We actually shouldn't have done that attack with Cecil. So the big trick here is Antlion counterattacks physical attacks. So once again, using jump does not count. Using power doesn't count. And I don't believe using dart counts. I wish I'd picked up some illusions. What am I doing? Oh. Actually. That's much better. I was wondering why he was taking so much damage. I forgot he had the bow on. No shield. That's much better. think he's out of darts, so I guess we do... We're basically down to Yang and Kane doing damage, which is really garbage. Oh, there's a reason Cecil's the MVP. By the way, part of the reason I'm using items with Cecil is because if I attack, he counters. If I defend, Cecil loses his guard. Or if I use cover, Cecil loses his guard. I could probably be trying to use some white magic instead. But I need to be careful about what I'm doing. So that is why Cecil has been just consistently using items rather than doing something more productive. Okay. There's our darkness crystal. That'll let us get to the moon. I'm hoping that we can get through this without needing to go too overboard. Vivalis is annoying, but I don't feel like, especially with a cane and without a lot of magic users, Vivalis isn't as scary. Like, she still hits hard. And will hit hard in this spot, but I feel like it could be worse, because our main concern is, like, Petrify. Let's see. Agility 27, 24, 25, 7, 17. Like I said, she's gonna hit hard and be very fast. That is what I said. So I'm hoping that Cecil can tank some hits again. Yep. Ow. Holy crap. At least we can actually attack this one. Weak is the biggest problem. If weak gets targeted on anyone but Cecil, we're in good shape. But weak on Cecil is just bad for us. I believe that means Edge is fully petrified, so we will actually need to do a heal here. Maybe not. That's not good. I think I renew the blink. That feels like the safest move here. Let's heal Yang. Edge getting that consistent damage in. I'm gonna Berserk Yang as well, just to make sure that we get topped off here, or that we can continue that damage output. Can't Berserk Cecil or Kane, because we need Cecil for the protection, and we need... Kane for jump purposes to break the tornado. Perfect. Yeah, these... I appreciate that a lot of the fights in this game, or in this seed, have been very puzzly. I feel like we've ended up having a lot of attrition, which is not my favorite thing, but we've also ended up, because of the way that it works, with a lot of... Oh, it's 4 out of 5 objectives. We don't need Baron. We've got our pass. We've got the crystal. We just need a way to grind out some XP. Because we are not ready for Zoromus. Yeah, let's do it. Let's get some sirens. We can make this party work. First things first. We're gonna get our weapon. This is going to make a big difference in terms of how confident I feel. Because the items that we get from the shop here and the weapon that we get, like, we don't have good equipment right now. Like, straight up, we're not in very good shape as far as that goes. Crystal Sword Cecil changes everything. I am no longer worried. That is a game changer. So Edge can steal sirens from these alerts. We're gonna knock down everybody except Cecil and Edge, just to make it go a little faster. We're going to go a little overboard here because our equipment is so mediocre. I think 12 feels like a good number. Yeah, we'll do 11. Sure. Free elixir. I think 27 is the magic number here. So I think we're going to do something a little fancy that I don't normally do. And we're going to get Rosa up. Now Rosa use light on Yang. And I think we're going to leave Kane down and make him our agility anchor. The one thing I'm thinking is we don't have any way to get multiple people berserked in a turn. So this is a very berserk party, and we don't have any we're feeling a little limited in terms of being able to get them into a berserk state. I could go hunting for items here, but I don't feel like it's necessary. I think we plan on just... I think the plan is Berserk Cecil. Right. Like, this is very much a power couple Cecil Rosa seed. Cecil, we need enough hit points on Rosa, we need Cecil with the Crystal Sword, and we need Cure 4. They get all our best gear. Once Cecil is berserked, we'd probably berserk Yang, because he doesn't actually need gear. So him just existing at this level is going to do the job. And Edge is fine, but I'm not super concerned one way or the other there. Where are we at? 1800. I told you I was going to get too many. General goal, I want to have Rosa at over 2,000 hit points. Again, it's a little bit overkill, but I feel like we're better safe than sorry. That was a mistake. That doesn't matter. Good enough. Parking lot is full. This is another one of those moments where I wish we could pick boss sprites just so I can do my themed runs. Really fleshed out. So I guess we'll just see what we've got here. I don't have silk webs, I just realized. So this is going to be a little bit rough, potentially. I have no idea what that giant hand is from, mostly because there are so many options. Okay, we need to get Cecil going here, so hopefully this is a very low roll big bang. That should be fine. So now he's doing 4,000 to hit, and that's where we want to be. Unfortunately, that was another big bang pretty quickly, just because we weren't putting out enough damage. That was a very low roll, and I am okay with that. I think we've got it from here with just these three. That's annoying. Get rid of my... Get rid of my berserk right as it finishes, or right as I finally get it up. Yep. That was a much higher roll, and we will definitely need a heal here. That's... Yep, that'll do it. I don't think we're gonna be able to survive this. I'll give it a shot just because we have a slim chance here, but yeah, we're too far behind at this point. Okay. Are there any shops I didn't check? Because we are missing like 3 potentially good items here that would make a huge difference. The one I'm thinking, like, I know we haven't checked the moon. We haven't checked the desert here, so I think Typo is reasonable to check. There's our silk webs. That should make a huge difference, genuinely. Not having to use Rosa for that silk web is huge. Having to use Rosa for that first slow is what really put me a step behind the entire time. And I feel like getting that silk web off with, I mean, in this case, it would have been Yang, I think. Let's actually burn battle speed down one step as well. Also, for the record, giant stone hand, not on theme. This is a Merica run after all. With a U. Two colors emerged. Perfect. That Cure 4 down. Perfect timing on the power hit. Get Yang berserked. Now we should be able to start clogging the turn order here. And yeah, okay. Fingers crossed for a low roll here. That'll work. Not a super low roll, but it's still a low roll. Black hole is annoying. Ironically, I kind of wish I had that Porum now. Just had that moment of realization that the problem I'm running into is just not having enough people to cast Berserk. And I even talked about that with Fusoya, but just didn't think about it. Should have done that before we went and did our grind. Especially if I was just going to toss Kane anyway. Okay, hopefully we're getting down to a later phase at this point. The ideal thing we want to see here is Meteo. Not Big Bang and Meteo in the same turn. That is less ideal. Okay, we're still up. Gotta get Rose's Tier 4 off quickly though, because her health is dropping. Which at this point we may still survive even if Rosa drops, but it is much easier to survive when you have your your white mage still up. This is once again feeling like every fight we've done in this run. Like we are barely holding on and just trying to stay alive, and that is not the position you want to be in against Zeromus. Chuck a potion there. Edge is being more consistent with his damage than Yang right now for some reason, so we're sticking with him for our Berserk target. He's also faster. We're into Meteos. Meteo is the last phase, so we are about ready to beat him, assuming he doesn't come out of nowhere with a big bang and just wipe our party. There we go. I knew I was tempting fate even saying it. Okay. A little over 2 hours. This is not a super hard seed, and I probably did not play it as well as I could have, but I also haven't played in a while, and have not been playing as much as I could, and I still had fun. Big things I would have done differently. I feel like there's a couple times where I ended up backtracking to stores that I probably could have thought ahead at. I should have looked around before I did the first Aromas attempt, because I realized that I didn't have Berserk or Silkweb. and I probably should have taken Purim over either Yang or Kane when I started doing my grind. Just to have a second, when I was going to be doing a grind anyway, having a second white mage for Zeromus probably would have made a difference. I never actually got even 3 of the characters berserked at the same time. So clearly, having just the ability to keep that up would have let me keep 3 people berserked and been more reliable for healing. And potentially casting slow if I hadn't found those soak webs. I didn't have a lot of gear for them, however, which was my big shortcoming here, and honestly, for most of the seed, that was the thing holding me back. Which is reasonable considering that I literally turned equipment and treasure chests off. The time says 1:55:03. My clock was at about 2:13. So I've had a few deaths and a few resets. All things considered, this was still a lot of fun. I do enjoy these goofy themed seeds. I had a lot of fun with like the Easter one, and obviously the trick-or-treat ones are always fun. I've been on those for a few years now too. Hopefully you enjoyed. If you did, please give me a like and subscribe. Check out the other content on my channel. If you have any questions or suggestions, please leave them in the comments. And as always, have a good one. We'll catch you next time.